but I will be here.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to chime up, that's fine as well.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
really just
at the end of the day, we're platinum, so
Yeah,
I
exactly,
know I can probably provide you with something.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much Akshan specific stuff.
Okay. So, pause for a second on this. So, what do you think went wrong? Like, what are you struggling with in this game? Why do you want this VOD reviewed?
So, I want to replicate how well it went. It's kind of not too much went wrong. Around the 20-minute mark, there's a fight at Dragon where I tunnel visioned and I kind of threw a little bit. We did end up winning because I pulled it back a little bit. But when I was rewatching this, like, because I literally just played it like 10 minutes ago, and I was trying to rewatch the beginning to see how it went as well as it did. And I'm not being objective about my decisions because I made them purely on feel. There wasn't like decision making involved, if that makes sense.
I understand what you're talking about. Maybe we can rationalize some of what you're feeling and put it into words of why things went well.
Yeah, because I want to be able to look at something and be like, this decision was good because of these things.
Right.
That's something that I can use in the future. Or like it could literally just be like it's not replicable and we can throw away. Like it could be that as well.
Yeah, hold on a second.
No worries.
Okay, so let me look for a second. So first off, we've got Akshan as our choice. We're playing into Lissandra, and we have a Rek'Sai. That's cool, but we're playing into Lissandra Kindred. So Lissandra Kindred is an incredibly high threat jungle 2v2, and Kindred actually outkites Rek'Sai, if you didn't know that. And Rek'Sai went for Conqueror this game. So early on, I do not think we win the 2v2, and even at level 6, it's really hard because of how strong Lissandra is.
Yeah.
So then we have top lane. Top lane should go Fiora's way, but anything could happen. Bot lane, that's the volatile matchup, by the way. And then bot lane, you shouldn't have to worry about it all because Morgana is an incredibly defensive support, but playing into poke, which is what she's really, really weak against, and Ashe is not a very strong ADC. So this is going to be a mid to top game, most likely, just to make sure that we impact that game. Is that all? Does that all make sense in context?
Yeah, that makes sense. My
Did you
goal...
know all of that beforehand, or did I explain that to you?
I didn't know about the Kindred Rek'Sai matchup.
Okay.
I didn't know who won that, to be honest with you. I knew that top was volatile. I knew that was going to be the big influence, and bot lane's a bit of a snooze fest.
Okay, cool. That's the important thing. The nitty gritty of like who wins the jungle matchup. While it's important, you just need to know whether you win the 2v2 or not, and I think you know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're both early game junglers, so there's going to be a lot of ganks early, so you gotta be prepared for that. We can consider warding level 1 if we want to shove. But anyways,
yeah,
we can play from here.
So my goal for the first couple waves was just to try and get as much prio as I'm allowed to get. Obviously, Lissandra's pretty good at pushing, Akshan's pretty good at pushing, so it went relatively even, but I just wanted to kind of
runs out of mana pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So as long as you avoid her Qs, you should pretty hard win this 1v1. You should only really lose this lane if yeah. Okay, we went shield bash. I would consider taking the bottom right green because
the tenacity one.
Yeah, the tenacity one.
I did consider that. I was choosing between the legend tenacity as well, because of the Ashe, Morgana, Lissandra, but I decided.
Yeah, there's a lot of crowd control on their team, and like honestly, even Mercs is looking really good this game. I know it sucks on Akshan, but like man. Like we don't have cleanse
Yellow's
too.
good
Like
defensive boots anyway.
I think there's a real good reason to take cleanse this game personally. But anyways, I actually kind of like that we're keeping it neutral. Because if we constantly shove, we're going to get a lot of Kindred attention. And as long as we keep it neutral, we're going to farm and outscale this Lissandra. So we don't really need to do anything special here. Now here that is incredibly risky. Why is that risky?
This trade.
Yes. Why is this situation? Oh no, Kindred's top lane. My bad.
Yeah, that's why Kindred's top. That's why I switched sides of the lane that I was on.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
I did ward top and I was leaning top, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good. I don't like the ward. I think the ward's really shit.
Yeah, my warding's awful. My warding is terrible.
Because that matters. Yeah. That matters a lot. Right? If we go back to when you warded, like, are you losing anything for that ward? Like, we should be ideally warding about 10 seconds before this, because Kindred, yeah. So what could happen here is if Kindred could stand behind the wall, because it's pretty obvious that you went toward that, Lissandra's going to ping that out. She could stand behind the wall above you, above there, where you can't see, and then Lissandra can E onto you. She Qs over the wall, you die.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
It's a trend I've noticed. I've done a lot of Platinum reviews in here, and it's a trend that I've noticed that Platinum people are very lazy with that ward, and it does get them killed a lot. So just something to think about. You didn't get punished for it this game, obviously, but that ward really doesn't do anything to make you safe. It's like fake safe.
Yeah. I feel like I'm struggling with the timing of the wards. Because I know it's a bad ward, and when I place it, I'm like, yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, so let's back up. Let's get very specific on when you can ward.
Yeah.
Go all the way from level 1. So we have two options here. As an Akshan, we have a shit ton of wave clear, right? So if we don't want to ward level 1 versus a high threat jungler, what we can do is hard push this wave in level 1, make it crash before the second wave even gets here, and then immediately go and ward, right? I'm sure you've been able to crash for level 1, right?
If I wanted to, yeah.
Yeah. So you can do that if you want to. The other option is warding level 1. The other option is warding right now. Like you back up like 5 seconds. As that ranged minion dies, you don't even auto attack the other one. You just go get your ward now. And I'd hover bot side because you're already hovering this side. You walk out, you get the ward on the ledge there.
Yeah.
So that you can see all the entrances, and then you walk back to lane. You don't miss anything. The beginning of the second wave or the beginning of the third wave, whenever these die, is when you should be getting it. I like to get it at the beginning of the second wave. Well, it depends on the matchup, I guess.
Yeah.
I like to get it at the beginning of the third wave because all my champions level 2 matters a lot. But so like the 215 to 230 is when you can get that word.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's when most junglers clear one quadrant. That's why we get it at that time. Because they could do a pass-through gank mid lane. Otherwise, the junglers aren't ganking until 315. So if you're playing versus like a Karthus or a Shyvana or something like that, they're never going to level 3 gank you, right? So you don't even have to go for that ward. You can hard push this and get an aggressive ward on their Raptors and figure out what side they're pathing to, so that side can play safely.
Yeah.
Having a lot of knowledge about what the jungler's clear is likely to be, it's very valuable. So if you're ever confused about what a jungler's path might be, you just go Google like a clear and then speed through it for like 3 minutes. You can see about how quickly it's going to be. Anyways, Rek'Sai needs help.
Yeah.
And we're in a really awkward situation. We're going to be a little bit late to this. Oh, God. Rek'Sai plays it well. Enough. That was rough. I think,
Yeah,
and then he
Fiora as well.
dies. Yeah. But we should kill the Fiora. Jax gets the... I really like the step back there. I really like how he
I
played
didn't
that.
see the point. Yeah. I didn't really see the point of
Well,
walking forward when she was riposting.
yeah, because you don't want to accidentally get stunned.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need to step back there, but I like that you recognize that the riposte was coming and you didn't want to get stunned. Anyways, we had prio. We helped impact that. We could have been faster. We could have been slightly faster if we cleared the wave a little bit more efficiently, but we got the job done.
Yeah. I think at the time before this happened, I wasn't really thinking about them fighting topside. Like I knew Kindred went top and killed Jax. So I thought, well, we probably can't contest it anyway. But because of the wave state, I was like, all right, I'd probably have to crash this anyway because I don't want to get frozen on.
Yeah.
So if I'm honest, I wasn't thinking about that fight coming up.
Yeah. So it's one thing, like, ideally here, like, this is not a very uninteractive lane, right? So ideally, when we see Kindred topside on the minimap, we pan our camera up there to see, like, what the HP of everyone is at the end of the fight. Because then we can get some information if we know, oh, we can do this, we can't do this, right? Is Fiora backing? Can she even help contest Scuttle, right? And honestly, Fiora messed this up pretty badly. She should have been able to get away there. She riposted wrong. So it's really hard to do. But it is a little thing that you can do to help you get little advantages like that. Not something we did wrong necessarily, but something we could be doing better. So what's your thought process right now?
I knew that I was kind of strong with double buffs. So I wanted Lissandra on my side of the lane. So I was going to let us push, but I should have thinned it a bit more.
Okay.
I think. Because I
did
figure,
you consider shoving here at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, why is shoving a good idea?
So that I can get to this fight bot side on Kindred's mark.
And why is that fight going to happen?
I guess Kindred's just always going to go for the crab.
Right. So there was a fight topside, right?
Yeah.
So there's two ways of helping our jungler, right? Two things we can do. First thing we can do is we can literally just sack our wave and go help him, right? Second thing we can do is we can shove hard and force the enemy mid laner to choose between sacking and going, and keep them in lane.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what I would have done here is, if you back up a bit, we see that Rek'Sai is going towards that scuttle. We should be able to notice that, right?
Yeah.
And we see Xerath ping it too, right? And they want to fight for it, right? Now there's an argument here to pinging it off because our Ezreal's backing, right? And this doesn't look like it's going to end up being that great. But if in other games we are going to actually contest that, then we need to be either shoving hard to help them or paying them off. Because what's going to happen there is, if they actually went and contested that, it's a 4v2.
Yeah.
So we need to make a decision. Do we shove the mid wave and make it a 3v3 and hope Lissandra doesn't sack the wave? Or do we tell them, hey, we can't get this? But coming out of the situation that we saw top side, we should know that, the next thing that they're going to try and contest is the bottom scuttle. Because Kindred wants her mark.
That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't consider that at all.
Yeah.
Level 4 attack speed is so bad.
Yeah.
Level 6.
We get a good back timer. It's not on a cannon, but it is partially on a cannon. So we can get out there pretty quick.
Yeah. I do find these reset timers kind of difficult into TP. Like, obviously, Lissandra has to recall here because she can't contest anymore. And then like I do show up pretty fast, which is lucky on this champ.
Yeah.
But then she TP's back, and it's like, okay, well, I have to recall, otherwise I'm never going to get a chance to.
So I'm not a really good person to be able to help you with that, because I only play TP Flash every champion.
Okay. Yeah.
I never take Ignite. So what I would say is you just have to know what the wave clear is of your champion and assume that you can, from the moment you see them backing, you have about 10 seconds to get that wave in.
Yeah.
So you really just need to know your wave clear breakpoints. And that's the punishment of taking Ignite. See, here we lost tempo on the map. Lissandra could be diving bot. Right?
Yeah.
I know Akshan can do a lot with Ignite, but I mean, dude, TP's so valuable. Like, you could just come back and then TP bot lane, counter that gank. But I do love that we roam top here, because it's very obvious that Lissandra's being down there. We could have done a little bit better, maybe somehow, and letting them know that, or we could have tried to counter that. But personally, I like taking the counterplay on the other side of the map. Here we need a ping Jax to go mid, but he does it anyways, which is good. And we want to shove this wave out as fast as possible.
Yeah, I recognize it's a little bit too late, so I had to stay for an extra wave, but it ended up being okay.
Yep.
Again, I'm just kind of lucky that Fiora took Ignite and not TP. Otherwise, it would have been frozen.
Well, even then, it's fine. Like, Jax catch it, you just swap lanes for a little bit. You're not bad into the Fiora. Jax is really bad into the Lissandra. So what has to happen is Rek'Sai you have to ping Rek'Sai to help you safely get this wave in. Once you get the wave in, you guys go gank mid, and then he goes back top. But lane assignments are going to get swapped back up to where they need to be. Jax is actually murdering the Lissandra. Do a very good job here. I love this. I also love that we don't greed for anything. I love that we just stop it, because that's already a huge win.
Yeah, she doesn't have TP, so it just felt good keeping her here, because she can't do anything anyway. She doesn't matter. I didn't like Xerath being here. I was thinking of spam pinging him away, because I really didn't want him here. But
this is bad. Xerath, you should ping Xerath away 100% of the time.
Yeah.
The only reason why the only thing you have two options. You either ping him away, or you like hard assist ping Herald.
Yeah.
Because then that's going to be a 4v2, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's actually the better play here. He came, Ezreal's fine bot lane. He's not going to get dove. He's Ezreal. He should be fine. And you guys just take the Herald here. That's cool. I think we were safe to do that because Xerath was walking bot lane and probably would have spotted the Kindred. But keep in mind we did that with another shitty ward.
Yeah, 100%. I had no idea where Kindred was.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably a gamble, actually, aggressively eating forward.
Well, I mean, I think you kill here no matter what because she's out of mana, so I don't actually think it's that bad.
Yeah.
But keep in mind in your other games, it's a little bit, doing stuff like that without. I'm here not to just notice what's going on in this game, but to try and notice trends. So like when I see something that could be bad in other games, I just try and point that out, just so that acknowledge that could be a mistake and you recognize why you're doing it. I want you to understand that, why you're feeling okay to do that in that situation. Yeah, I like that we back here. We're sitting on a lot of gold. That was a trend too, man. Like we backed on like 1,600 gold before. Now we're backing on 1,900 gold.
Yeah.
That's super sketch. I wasn't going to mention it because you had double buffs before, but this time I'm like, man, another huge risk of like going for that kill on the Lissandra is like, I know we don't want to give her back because we're on full resources, but man, we got so much gold. We're dumpstering this game, and in order to actually start impacting the rest of the map, we need items. So the more we delay those items, the less impact we have on the rest of the map. And here's the that's the big threat of the Lissandra Kindred. She gets a little bit closer there, you die. Which is why I kind of like taking Cleanse here instead. Because Cleanse like completely nullifies Lissandra. If you have Cleanse, she can't do anything to you. This is a very good bait. Although the Kindred has R. I guess she doesn't.
That's what I thought too. I threw my R really early because I was like, okay, she's just gonna ult anyway.
Yeah. Plus she turned red, which means she dies. I think. Yeah. So why are we backing?
Yeah. I just felt like I had a timer.
Why don't we do Herald?
No good reason. No good reason at all. That would have been much better.
Yeah, Kindred's dead. Jax is getting pushed in, but I mean your Rek'Sai's right there. If they come collapse on, like, I think if you just go gank top lane, unlock the Jax, take Herald, that seems pretty free.
Yeah, you're right. I missed that completely.
We do have to go top lane and unlock the Jax, though. We can't just take it. Just taking it is a flip on a 2v2 that I think we lose. So it might not be that great, but because Rek'Sai was clearing topside there, and now his bot camps are up, we're going to lose Herald and Xerath on a roamer, on a roam timer, and he's not going to get anything out of it. Yeah, Rek'Sai and Xerath are on completely different pages this game, or at this moment. This Xerath doesn't seem to understand roam timers that well. But, you know, it's something we got to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kindred's on. I was thinking about going for a dive here, but I didn't really think it would.
No.
I
don't think we want to dive here. No. Yeah. Like Xerath's not even close. I mean, well, Jax is down there. Wait, how did Jax get down there? Hold on, back up.
He TP'd. He TP'd right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I really should be panning my camera here.
Yeah, we 100% we dive here. Okay, my bad. No. We dive. 100% of the time.
Okay.
Kinder's top. We cannot. Xerath doesn't fucking matter. He's so useless. Mage supports are so useless. They don't provide anything. Like, so we don't need to dive because Ashe respects. Because you were hovering. Oh my god, what is going on here? Xerath's kind of smurfing it, but Kindred ult. Jeez. All right. So the Ashe ended up respecting. So we got what we wanted out of the hover bot. But if Ashe stayed there, we 100% dive there every time. Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's really, really good. Because this dragon was terrible until you did that.
Was it that bad if we just killed Kindred?
So look at Fiora is topside. She could have TP. I don't know if she does or doesn't. But she has wave push into Ezreal. Ignite. Oh, she has ignite. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm so used to every top laner having TP. My bad. So
that's okay.
I guess it's not that bad, but Jax is half health, and I don't know.
Yeah, and Ezreal's top.
It seems kind of sketch. Generally, you don't want to be taking even fights, like a 3v3, while taking dragon. You want it to be a 4v3 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
We based on a cannon, right? No. You go bot here. I think we just walk bot here. Or top. Oh man, it's so hard. We gotta back up. Back up. Like now we know, but I like that we're soaking in information here. But as these creeps die, I want to have my eyes on Lissandra, so we can tell where she's going.
Yeah.
Because now we have no pause right here. So like right here we have no information, right? We don't actually know which way she's walking, so we have to guess, right? So I have to think, okay, is she hovering bot for a counter gank or is she diving top? Because we don't have any wards, right? So we have to try and figure out where she's going. And those missing pings do nothing. So like keep playing. No, you're yeah, that's yours.
Okay, how much did I miss?
That's good.
Not too much yet.
Well, I think our pings are actually pretty good there. Like after the missing pings, I don't use missing ping. I think missing ping's terrible. Doesn't provide any information to people.
It's not loud enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just see Kindred bot and just want to take the mark away.
Yep, I agree.
feel like I can't 100%. Do too much else.
100%, I agree with this. So we know Kindred's going for that mark now.
Yeah.
So we should know that she's topside. So I would ping our Jax or ping the path of the Kindred so that Jax knows, because Kindred can get around. See, it's situation like we get
was
this
a
kill.
as well.
Yeah, but like imagine she R's you and Kindred comes like out of that bush. Yeah. I don't know. That seems kind of sketch.
You're 100% right.
Seem to be not really like we're not getting punished for it this game, but we're not respecting junglers and we're not warding well.
One thing I've noticed in the last week, I'm using my E a bit too aggressively without knowing where the enemy jungler is. Like I know the Kindred's going for that mark.
Yeah, so
I don't know exactly where she is, but I know she's top somewhere.
Yeah. So I like that we're making the play on this side of the lane. And we have flash, so it's not that bad. I changed my mind. I like this. Because we have flash, I like this. I don't think we can die. But this is like, huh?
You can die if you E like that. Even with flash.
I gotcha.
I've been doing this a lot and I have been dying.
That's why like Max, would you take cleanse? In this?
I don't like taking cleanse really.
Okay.
I've done it a lot.
I'll wait till I tab and you can see the time.
Yeah.
There's a Morgana, an Ashe, and a...
If I'm playing against Zoe, Sejuani, Fiddlestick.
Yeah. I feel like I want to take TP more.
Yeah, I just take TP every game right now.
Yeah, it's so strong, man.
It's not completely unforgivable that Ian, because Kindred's attention's a little split from Jax, but it's pretty risky still. Yeah. So you could like kind of walk the tightrope, but it's better to keep your E, at least you can flash E out.
I really like this. This is very good.
Oh, dude, sus this E.
Oh.
Ooh.
My lord. I didn't even mean it to. I mean, we're supposed to go to the front wall and I missed it. And I was like, holy shit, I just found my new favorite swing.
Yeah. Man, as a former Camille player, I've debated picking up Akshan a lot just because of that.
Yeah.
It seems like so much fun.
This game did end up getting pretty difficult. Only because like all the goal was on me. Like everyone else was pretty average. But
never mind.
And that is something that is dangerous playing into an Ashe and a Lissandra, like being the only Fed member, because if they just focus all of their shit on you, doesn't matter that they're behind a little bit. If you die,
and that did happen
fight.
too.
Yeah,
that did happen. That's why the game got really difficult.
Your form's crazy, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Choking.
I didn't even buy Shiv.
God, I hate that item so much.
You know, I've only played against it once. It was today.
Dude,
Fate and he got shit on.
I got Masters last night, and both my games were
Nice.
versus a aesthetic shiv, a Kali. I'm like,
A Kali.
It's
Oh
like
my
good.
god.
Yeah.
The wave clear is just absurd. I played a couple games on a Smurf just trying Akshan stack shiv.
Yeah.
And the wave clear is just broken. You lose heaps of damage though. It's the trade-off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Everybody's complaining about it, but I've literally haven't played against it a single time except for today.
I permaban LeBlanc right now. It's so awful, man.
I mean, no one in my elo can play LeBlanc, so I'm fine. I've been seeing a lot of Lissandra recently, though.
I just picked her up.
I play against Lissandra like every five or six games, I would say.
It's because of all the LeBlancs. Anyways, we got lots of vision. We got Prio in both lanes. I think we can go for this if they back off bot lane.
Yeah, this is where I fuck up. This is where the game gets hard for me.
Yeah, I can see this happening. Well, we get a good pick here. I think this is good. I think they're overstaying bot lane. Like I think you needed to ping them off. Oh, this shit all lagged for me. Like Curtis says, you always want to get like the Baron before towers, right? It's the same thing with all neutral objects. It's not just Baron. In my opinion, you get dragons before towers, right? Especially tier 1s. So
yeah. And then here
yes, we walk up and we disrespect, yes. We do. But this isn't even like you weren't gonna win this fight to begin with because you guys are pushing bot. Like you need to ping them off. You can't take dragon there. You can't even be in the vicinity. It's just too dangerous.
I feel like
I start pinging them like here. Is that where you would go?
Yeah.
Just start spam recall pinging.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I was pinging for the Drake, and then I got muted.
What were you gonna say, Max?
I would either be going closer to those guys or trying to attack. Because you're just kind of passive right here. I mean, you could go help the other guys bot. You could pin them back. You could go attack Kindred and Morgana when they come here for vision.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Kindred and Morgana.
Yeah, you can.
And I actually
way closer to them, like more actively.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The other thing
I
you
did
could
position
do
behind Ezreal to bait him into the Morgana queue.
The other thing you could do is be pinging Jax's teleport. Like I know he's probably looking, but Jax does teleport here a little bit late.
Yeah, he climbs up at the end.
Yeah, it's good to like when you know a fight. Like I assume you knew this fight was coming. But it's good to like when you know this fight is coming to be like, hey Jax, you're gonna need to teleport soon. Like ping, 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 ping. Like just make sure that he knows and he's ready to press that button. I know it's not your responsibility to teleport, right? Because it's not you, but it is something that we can try and increase our odds because we want to do as much as we can to not make these fights a coin flip.
I kind of flipped this as well. I thought I would be okay into Fiora. Like I took this fight because.
We'll pause for a second.
Like I just
pause.
I'll go back to when I press tab.
So,
I mean,
right now, what do you think the enemy's doing?
I would think they're probably going to posture for Herald.
Right.
Fiora's obviously looking for this tower. Kindred's Mark's top side, Herald's top side. They have no reason to be bot.
Right. So they're going to be trying to get vision and stuff on Herald. So it's going to be something really hard to take.
Yeah.
This top tower is a fake tower. If they want you dead, you're dead, right? You don't have any vision letting you know if they're going to be coming here. And you can't actively fight the Fiora because you know that they're going to be posturing for Herald. So if you use an E aggressively onto Fiora, you're probably going to die to his team, right?
Yep.
So
that's almost exactly what happens.
So what's a better play?
Probably just going mid or catching this wave top because it's obviously going to crash anyway. But then they can still dive me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say just hover mid probably.
So why is going mid good?
What
does that do for us?
It lets me be near the Rek'Sai in case a fight breaks out, and near the Ezreal in case, because if they don't see me top and they decide not to dive top, Fiora's going to hit tower anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But they might look for a play mid before Herald.
Mm-hmm. So why is mid priority important? That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Oh, because they would have to answer the wave mid before they can consider doing anything else.
So we cannot defend top wave, right? We can't defend that turret, and being up here is a risk of death. So if they want to take that Herald, we want to trade an objective if we can. Ideally, we'd want our Ezreal to base because I'm sure he has gold. But what we could do is we could go mid lane and shove that, get wards just barely in their jungle above in the Raptors, right? Because they could be sitting there trying to kill us, right? So we have to like kind of toe that line, play the right side of that really safely, and maybe try and threaten getting that tower.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's really all that safe to do, but someone on their team also has to answer that bot wave. So we see Fiora top lane, we're going to see someone bot lane. So at most there can be 3 people that are going to come at us in mid lane. And we see Lissandra bot lane, and that's most of the threat onto us because we could dodge an Ashe Arrow with our flash if we had to, if they decide to collapse on us. And if they decide to do that, we can get the Herald. If they decide to try and fight you, we flash the Ashe Arrow, or she misses, and somehow, then we can go get the Herald because we'll have the items, we'll just bot, we'll have the mana advantage because Lissandra's bot, we have first move on Herald. Does all that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Here, I think the only thing I was thinking here was this: I'm so far ahead that I can stat check Fiora.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really played into Fiora. I don't play top, so I don't know how it went. And I find out pretty quickly that I can't do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So no, she just
pretty bad. I live, but
oh jeez.
Yeah, it was a really bad E4. If I didn't E4, it would have probably been better. But
yeah, she just has so much mobility.
Yeah.
You can stat check, or you just have to like really actually kite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, we don't want to be here in the first place, right?
Yeah.
I would have been here.
You would have been here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like nothing to do anywhere else. Yeah, it's risky, but I don't know. Like they'd have to be pretty. The enemy team would have to be pretty on top of it to suddenly dive me. I would at least clear one wave and then wait to see where everyone shows up.
Fair enough.
It is a bit dangerous, but.
Hey, I'm not an Akshan player. I don't know the limits of the champion. So if you feel safe, like you can get out.
Walking the tightrope all the time is pretty important.
Exactly. My main champion's Ari, so I don't really have to think about that. If I just see people, it's like, oh, I just blow my R. We're good. We're safe.
I'm starting to dislike Gale Force a little bit, Max. What do you think?
Starting to dislike Gale Force?
Yeah. I feel like either I'm not really using it properly, or I'm not finding like the execute opportunities of it. Like it's good if I have to dodge like an Elise stun or something, but I don't know what else I would have built in this game.
I mean, I go Triforce every game.
Oh, is that you on that track? I feel like I haven't played much Triforce. I played like 3 or 4 games. I feel like I don't do damage until I have Black Cleaver. Like you come online a little bit later.
And I feel like that just fixes the power curve.
Yeah, okay. Do you finish that into Collector?
No.
Oh, you sit on it?
I sell it if it can get me my 3rd item.
Okay.
I think Collector's probably fine too, but I'm just doing the Bruiser build every time.
So do you go Triforce first then? And then Cleaver?
Yeah, Dirk, Triforce, Wits End, Black
Yeah.
Cleaver.
That's tough.
Yeah, this is just not respecting Lissandra again.
Well,
And
we just don't
I
have the
got
vision.
stunned.
We're over chasing onto the Kindred when we know she has R. Yeah, she's missed it before, but it's not something you can do here.
I also got stunned outside of it, so it was a bit sketchier than it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk forward. I still could have just eat backwards after this.
Mm-hmm.
Like right here, I can still leave, but I was just greeting for the Kindred.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward, but
I think
not
that
as
should
big
get
a
you
heavy
guys
go force
Baron
up.
though, right?
I thought so.
Can how like I don't know how fed the rest of your team is. Maybe they can't because
Not
it's too
very.
much
I
gold
think
on
we
you.
could have, but Israel ends up solo dying mid.
Because you got Jax, like Jax hits Baron real fast. Rek'Sai is pretty decent, and then Ezreal just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was soft inting a little bit. I'm not. My chat's off, so I don't really know. But
yeah,
his pings were a bit toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know if this was right. Like, I wanted to catch this big wave bot, but I was also a little bit scared in case they decided to do Baron. I'm just kind of lucky that Kindred ended up being bot
well,
here.
Fiora's dead, and
Yeah.
and you see Kindred, right? So like
I didn't see Kindred when I went there though. That's the only thing.
I think that's fine though, because they don't know you're there either, right? So they can't do Baron. So what I do is I just wouldn't show on bot wave until I see someone, or I know that it's safe to show on bot wave. So now you see Kindred, so it's like, okay, it's safe to show on bot wave. Although there's farm here, I probably would have just gotten it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Or just take TP.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I only play TP, so see, like right here, what I would have done if I had teleported is I would have pinged Baron, and we would have gotten Baron because Kindred was bot side and Jack's got to pick on the Fiora. Like that's easy Baron.
I have a theory too. I have a theory that if I take TP, I don't make those aggressive E's because I just don't have Ignite and I won't go for kill.
And that's fine because you scale.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I mean that in a good way.
That's a
My aggressive
disaster.
E's.
Such a disaster. Yeah. This is so aggressive, man. Like we don't. Again, we're going on to the Kindred. Her R, I don't think it's up, but it's almost up. If it's not up already, it's close. And then you're just going straight to a Lissandra. Yeah.
I played these fights very poorly.
Yeah.
I think you can do that. You just have to keep the spacing a bit better.
Yeah.
If you stay way to the right,
hop off here to the middle of the lane kind of thing.
Yeah, like keep way away from the others and just keep hitting Kindred, try to get her ult out or whatever if she has it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even when this Lissandra is coming forward here, like I see the E come out, I probably just could have Gale Forced. I still get hit by the R anyway, I think though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think jumping off.
It is a rocket belt Lissandra though.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So like she has a lot of engage range.
Yeah.
Not as much lockdown, but given how squishy you are, she doesn't exactly need that much lockdown. So yeah, we're kind of throwing away our lead here with that bad fight. Yeah. Especially because we're the Fed member, it's really important that we don't die.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play characters like this. I play facilitators, so it doesn't fucking matter. I'm the one going in and making those plays because I like that.
Yeah. I think it is a mindset thing that I'm trying to work on with Akshan. Is like when I feel like I am the carry and I have to do something, I overforce it a lot.
Oh yeah. The plays will come to you.
Yeah.
All you have to do is walk with your team and let them help you. You get the vision, it's the whole prio vision prio thing. Like you get prio, you go get vision. The vision helps you make picks. You go back, you get prio. Once you get enough picks or a really good one or a good fight, then you take the neutral objective. Then you repeat until you win the game. Right? That's how you win from ahead in mid lane. Because once you're ahead in mid lane, you have as a wave cleary champ, you have so much ability to do that, right? Because they can never contest the wave. Lissandra can't do that. Ashe can't do that. Fiora can't do that. Kindred can't do that. No one can contest how fast you push. So you have to use that to your advantage to create mana advantages in these mid-game fights.
Yeah.
And when you're this fed, you can just you just play the fight perfectly, forehead.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got bad hands.
That's why this guy's playing Lissandra.
Yeah, honestly. I need to go on an Annie
This
arc.
is so aggressive. We don't need to do that. We got Baron. We just push mid lane. We don't need to get any more picks. It's so low value. We push mid, we back, we spend our gold, we group. Like we've got 2,000 gold. What are we doing? We don't want to be there. We want to back, spend our gold, because now we're mismatched tempo with the rest of our team.
Yeah.
And nobody else backed.
Oh, no one else backed? Really? Well, regardless, you should be pinging everyone to back because you're wasting time on Baron because you're wasting that Baron timer.
Shit.
Morgana will Q you there and you will die. You have no vision. Oh, she used Q.
Yeah, she missed it.
Okay. Have us when we're skipping through the video.
I mean, even I think the
still a bit scary.
Yeah, I 100% agree here.
Eating forward when I can't see anyone. My Jax is bot side and my Rek'Sai is in base. This is just pretty bad.
Especially when you're the member. This seems like you're a lot of overforcing. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, 100%. I've got a 6th level lead on her, so in my head I'm like, I can probably one shot and leave, but I don't have to. Because if I die, then we just
personally
dodge this arrow, you're fine.
Yeah. Personally, in games like this though, where you're so far ahead, I would just feel better about getting a QSS. Like you've got such a huge lead, taking that little hit in damage for such a large amount of safety, I feel like is so good. Because they have to commit so much more to actually kill you now, right? Think about that.
Oh, fuck her up. You scared of her?
Yes, I am actually.
2 times.
Yeah, legit. Because I pressed tab. She walked into lane. I pressed tab. I'm like, okay, she has a second item. I'm leaving.
What? It's just a Fiora.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was scarred.
That champ's crazy.
One thing I don't like that we did though by going up there is we want a 4-1 when we have Baron in our Jax's bot side and we don't have teleport because your team can get hard engaged on. So it's a little bit dangerous to be 1-3-1ing in solo queue. Sometimes it is like the actual right call to do, but like you can't actually coordinate that shit in solo queue. It's so hard. Like even a lot of professionals can't. So this game ends, right?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
I get a nice goofy kill on Ashe, and then.
So I think there are a couple two big takeaways here that I think you need to focus on. Your first big takeaway is fucking ward correctly, dude. And respect the jungler. Like, respect that they're a player in this game that has, a brain, right? And then your second thing is you're playing these fights way too aggressive.
Stuff, huh?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
So like you're playing like a maniac, man. Like when you play versus bad players, you'll get away with this But if you keep climbing, or if you feel like you're plateaued at a level, like sometimes these games you're like dying and throwing leads, and sometimes you're not. It's because the players are starting to recognize when you're overstepping, right?
Yeah.
If you go playing like silver, you can do this all day and you'll win every fucking game because they'll never punish you, right? But we're in platinum, we're starting to climb a little bit higher. It's people can start to have a brain, and we have to respect that.
Yeah, I agree. Especially my E's are just way too aggressive in lane.
Yeah,
like it works.
It's fine to go for aggressive E's when we see the jungler, like you did a couple times. I called you out on it, but I'm like, oh no, you saw the jungler, you're good. But
yeah, but I think in those
situations,
I think in those situations, I'm not even considering what the jungler is, if I'm being honest with myself.
Right.
Like it'd be easy to take credit for a good play, but if I'm not thinking about why I did it, then it doesn't matter.
So it's all about intention. We have to do everything that we do. Our goal is to have like full understanding and intention with everything we do at every minute in the game, right?
Yeah.
So if you actively made the decision, it's like, hey, I don't know where Kindred is, but I want to make this play. I respect that. Is it correct? Not necessarily, but I respect it.
You'll find out if you die or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you did those E's aggressively with shitty wards into a Shyvana, I'd be like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from. Not into a Kindred.
Yep.
So does that all make sense? Do you get enough from this VOD?
Yeah, 100%. Thank you very much.
Awesome. I know we didn't get a whole lot of replication, but we did point out some of the things that you were missing. But I honestly think that there was a lot of stuff that you did right. Sorry, what did you say?
I just want to see all the kills because I like watching Akshan fights.
Alright, I'll skip them if you want. I'm
gonna stop the recording
one up here. Yeah, let's go.